Hello, everybody. How's it going? I am Timber. I am a co-host to He Vibes, She Dives podcast, and this is my solo episode. The topic is duality, balance, and harmony. And so it's a tricky subject, right? Which one of us human beings on this planet isn't trying to find some kind of balance and harmony within our lives? You know, especially if we're like, you know, you have multiple jobs, or you have multiple kids, or you have just life. Even internally, you know, like finding harmony between knowing how to control our anger and our emotional self versus finding harmony in moving our body physically to move that stuck energy so that we get it out of our system, to our diet, to our thoughts, to how we perceive the outer world and how we perceive our inner world. There's so much to it all. And I'm going to keep it as simple as I can, because we already touched on a lot of it in our dual video and our live video. And then Jasmine will be expressing hers next week. And then we'll be doing a live. Yes. So I wrote notes because yes, that's just how it's going. So I want to start off with, how do I find harmony within myself? And I remember when I was younger, I went to art school, and I remember learning about the Renaissance and the Renaissance masters. And the thing about the Renaissance masters is they were big on finding harmony within themselves, to where they work on their spirit self, their mental self, their creative self, and the physical. Like, they were always trying to expand themselves and to just master things and just take things to another level. And I remember when I listened to that when I was younger, it kind of stuck a chord to me, you know? It's like, and then in the spirit world, the spirit realm of talking, you know, because this was in the 90s, you know, there was no internet really. So there's like, I was looking for things on books and magazines, trying to find anything I could on information so I could learn to expand myself and my own consciousness. And I remember the whole mind, body, and spirit. And then when I became a massage therapist, and then I started studying energy healing techniques and different things like that, it expanded it even more. And then I realized how it's so much mental, it's so much emotional, it's so much physical, it's all of it. And in today's world, with it being so chaotic, and especially now, there's so much fear and so much chaos happening all around us 24/7. That's a good question. How do we find balance or harmony and duality in our lives in today's world? You know, I have always, especially after I got divorced at 40, you know, I knew a lot of people that would go, especially I met so many men, especially my brothers. They'd go through a divorce and they would just drink. That's how they dealt with their divorce. And me, I took my anger and my frustration and all my feels into the gym. I put on 20 pounds of muscle, just working through all my stuff while working a full-time job. At that point, my kid was in the last part of his senior year in high school, so he was hanging out and doing dad things still and making sure he's okay. So I was busy trying to working on finding harmony with my son, work, and my emotional self. So back then I used training, and that helped me a lot. And it also helped me to work through all the hard stuff. Like I remember literally, and I still do this today every now and then, like it hits. And if I'm at the gym, I just go to the corner and I'm just working out and crying. Like I'm not going to just stop and go hide myself in a bathroom stall and just so that nobody sees me crying. I'm like, whatever, I don't even care. Like nobody comes there to even ask me how I'm doing anyways. Everyone's just like, okay, whatever. And they just ignore or they just look at me weird. But no one has ever like just been like, are you okay? Like I don't get that. But whatever, that's fine. But so, you know, for me, finding that at that time was I was out in the summertime, I was out paddleboarding, I was in the water. Water is huge for me. That helps me. When I'm overwhelmed with the world and over all the things, water, like natural water, like Mama Ocean, the rivers, the lakes. I love paddleboarding. So, you know, for me, when life is too much, I go to the lake, I go to the water, I go to nature. Nature has been, Mama Gaia is huge for me and I highly suggest it. We wouldn't be here without her. She's literally our everything. She's our shelter, she's our food, she's like, we would literally could not exist without her. So, I love to connect with her. She's helped me so much, more so than most humans have, honestly. And so for me, being a human these days, you know, it's just like, I do my best to make time to create because I'm an illustrator, I'm an artist, I'm a creator. So creating is very important to me. I don't do it enough. Me making these videos again is me stepping back into creative and finding my voice. So this is me bringing this piece into my rebuilding myself and finding my own inner harmony within is speaking my truths, speaking my voice, sharing things I've been through, things I've just experienced, perspectives. So, you know, it's like I add in friends and family, you know, there's obviously we all have to make money, bring in income. So there's a way, whatever that is, that's part of the piece. So you have family, part like work or whatever you're doing to make money, you know, and then there's the physical. What are you doing for your body to train in any way? Are you practicing yoga? Are you doing breath work? Do you do daily walks? Do you go outside to get your workout? Do you go for bike rides? Do you play pickleball? Whatever it is, what do you do? You know, and it's just like, that's part of it. That's huge. And the other aspects is, how are you taking care of your body with nutrition? Are you sleeping? Are you resting? Are you eating well? Are you drinking enough water and hydrating? Do you have enough vitamin D? Are you getting enough minerals in your body? All these things, right? And then you have sleep, relaxation, rest. Because in today's times, we need to take more time to just rest and breathe and be still. How many of you can just hang out in your home with complete silence? No music, no movies, nothing going on. And you could just be in your own thoughts and just be comfortable in the quiet. Can you? It takes time. I now am to the point where sometimes it's hard for me to actually put things on. Because most time I would just prefer silence. And just to not have all the outside just constantly just bombarding. You know, it's more of like, this is finding harmony. This is learning yourselves so you know what to do to add the ingredients to create a wholesome pie for your nervous system. Because that's so important and it's not talked about enough, honestly. You know, I've been spending a lot of time in the last couple of years working on my nervous system. And what does that mean? How do I connect with it? How do I figure out what is triggering me? What is not? How do I regulate it? But again, this is all finding the harmony and duality within. So for me, again, I do my best to eat as healthy as I can, to take in the supplements that I need, clean, healthy supplements. I get as much sleep as I can. I rest when I need to. I don't push my body. I'm 47. So like the way I train and the way I do things is different now. It's like I still push myself, but I also still give myself days to rest, more so than I used to before. And notice my joints ache less, like not lifting as heavy weights as I used to, and shifting my training to where I do more reps up to high weight. It cuts down not having to lift so much heavy weight. So my joints feel better, and I'm not as sore, so I can keep going with training. And then there's, surrounding yourself with people that you love and that you can trust, that people that want to see you thrive and expand, not the ones that stress you out, not the ones you feel are taking advantage of you, not the ones that you feel like, oh my gosh, every time I'm around this person, I could be in such good energy and fully awake within like minutes. I am drained, I'm exhausted, I am tired, and I'm annoyed. Those people are called energy vampires. They literally attach and suck your energy. So part of finding harmony and duality in today's times is so important. Protect yourself energetically. Because in case you all don't realize and forget, there's a humongous spiritual war going on around us. And they do not play nice. They haven't for thousands and thousands of years. They're not going to stop. They don't care. Just ask all the families that run this country. They don't care, and they work with them. They are them. So, that being said, there's a lot more to that than I'm not diving into that. That is not this video. But, learning how to control our inner temple, our minds, our hearts, it's learning to, how do I put this? It's learning how to pay attention enough to ourselves and our actions, our belief systems, all the things that make us who we are, and to be honestly open to hear our own criticism, or to pay attention to what other people may or may not say about us. A lot of times it's not really necessarily true. A lot of times it's people's you trigger, and they're throwing their projections onto you. But every now and then they say things that like, ooh, that burns, because it's the truth. And if they're saying it to you and it hurts, that's the universe talking through them to help you as a mirror to do your shadow work. To really ask those questions, is that true? Is that true? And if it is true, what do I need to do to shift that? Because the one thing that is a constant in the universe is there always has to be something occupying the space. So if you take a negative belief system, like, okay, for instance, I've been working on the poverty. So I'm like surrendering the poverty belief system and thoughts and beliefs. Every time it comes up, I surrender it, and I imagine Creator in this huge fire, and I surrender into the fire, and I'm like, I don't want it. I don't need it. It's not serving me. Here you go. But then I'm like, Creator, I am stepping into a thriving mindset now. I am ready to receive all the abundance and all the love that you want to give to me. Not that I'm deserving of, but what is designed to come to me. It's different for every human being, but we're all loved. The Creator wants good for all of us. We're the ones getting in our own way most of the time, or the outside world and all the stuff that is constantly hitting us. It just keeps throwing us off so that we can't even regulate our nervous system. We're not able to step into our full power because we're constantly just being bombarded by energy, by people, by noise, by sound, construction, this. There's just stress and just things thrown at us all the time. It's designed that way. Not by Creator, but by those that are running the whole thing. Because when you are out of harmony within yourself, you are not in your full power. And they can easily attack you. They can easily move thoughts into your mind that's not even yours. And then what do? You know, again, that's why I talked about you need to protect yourself. You know, ask your angels, ask your spiritual team to help put bubbles, triangles, whatever aligns to you. Protect yourself. Like me, I always have stones on, whether they're in my pockets or I'm wearing my amulet. I wear my amulet all the time. If I leave the house without it, I freak out. I feel naked. But I have backups to protect myself. And I literally have a Palo Santo stick that lives in my Forerunner and multiple places in my tiny mansion here. I call it the tiny mansion. See, this is me working on the poverty, changing that perspective. It's like, it's a tiny mansion instead of like, I'm in a very tiny rental in a shitty neighborhood in Arizona that's hot. It's not that beautiful. And it's just crazy. So instead, I'm like, no, it's a tiny mansion. I am grateful. I am abundant. I am grateful for a roof over my head. And at least the AC and the fans work just enough to keep me from dying and melting. But again, it's changing one subject perspective to another. So while I'm surrendering what I don't want to Creator that's not serving me anymore, I'm calling in where I want to be, who I want to be, what I want to experience. And it takes time to believe it. You know, like for me, it's like I have 47 years of every day thinking about being that I'm poor and I can't, it's been so hard for me to shift past that. And so I'm just constantly working on surrendering it and visualizing and allowing myself to be open to not be surprised. Like, how would your nervous system handle if you woke up tomorrow and you had $20,000 in your bank account all of a sudden, when you didn't before and you needed it? You were freaking out, trying to figure out how to pay your rent, how you're going to eat, how you're going to pay for daycare, all the things, right? Because that's true. That has happened to most of us. And most of it is like more than it's comfortable for us. So we need to figure out ways for ourselves individually so that we can find that harmony within ourselves so that we can expand ourselves and get through our days with as much ease and grace as we can and still enjoy being a human, still enjoy our life without it just completely just overwhelming us and shutting us down. And then we'd start doing things of self-sabotage. You know, when all that starts collapsing, we go to what we know the most, which is what we've been raised with or taught, or the easiest perspectives. So with that, it's, again, everything is perspective. So, you know, the easiest thing I could think of, honestly, is like the basics is whatever you are struggling with in life and having a hard time with, just imagine the complete opposite of whatever that is. If you're stuck and you're like, I don't know how to visualize, I don't know what that is, like me. You know, I hear all these videos of like, if you want to be a millionaire, describe your day, every day today, what it'll be like, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I have always had a hard time because I literally don't know what it would be like to be a millionaire. I see it on the movies. I've met millionaires, but like the day to day, like from start to finish of the day, from the time you wake to the time you go to bed, what does your day look like? What are you doing during the day? I don't know. I mean, but I can visualize freedom. I can visualize financial freedom. I can visualize going from barely be able to pay my rent and food to visualizing I always have more than enough. I don't even have to look at my bank account if I want to just book a plane ticket to even go see my kid in Colorado just for a weekend. If I want to go see my kid, easy, done. I'm not even worried about what that is. I'm not worried how much money I spent at the grocery store. There's a freedom to that. So instead of focusing on all the details, which I don't necessarily have all the details because I've literally never lived that way. How do you do something you've never done before? Well, you start with the basics. And a lot of that is just like feelings, which come to find out has the most potent energy of all of the visualization, apparently, from what I've heard. You know, everyone has their perspectives and their own thing. I don't know. I'm still working on it myself. But I will say, it feels good to allow myself to be in my heart, to meditate and be in my heart and be like, I receive financial freedom with ease and grace and nothing but gratitude. And allow me to just serve and show up in ways to help my brothers and my sisters and do what I can to make this place better than when I got here. That alone is a huge shift from the lower vibrational mindsets to a higher vibrational mindset. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, again, harmony and duality, right? It's like the old saying is, which wolf do you want to feed? Do you want to feed the lower vibrational wolf that you've been feeding your whole life? And what has it done for you? How's it going? How's that working out? Versus at least allowing yourself to be open to receive the magic, the random, someone just being like, hey, I have an extra cup of coffee. Would you like it? Guess what? That is abundance. That is Creator and the universe giving you abundance. It's not always just in your bank account. It could be an abundance of new friends in your life. It could be an abundance of adventure. It could be an abundance of just someone giving you something. Abundance is all around us. And the more we have gratitude for all the little things, it expands and compounds to allow you to receive the bigger things. Because if you're still in that mindset of, I am poor, I'm not worthy of money, I will always be poor, screw this, it's just all the things, and you're just like in a negative downward spiral, then you have these walls up where the other abundance can't get in. You know, it's kind of like the analogy of your cup is, you're holding on so tight that you're not even letting go to receive what could be even better. Because you're still holding on so tight. But guess what? You're blocking all the potential things coming your way. So by doing our inner work, by doing our shadow work, which will lead to freedom ultimately, because it allows you to find out who your authentic, true self is. Just take away all the voices in your head that you've been taught and told how you should do, think, be your whole life, whether it's from your parents, family, partners, school, the movies, the world around us. It goes on and on and on and on and on. The point is to find your true authentic self unapologetically. That's where your power is. They say your authenticity energetically is like way more stronger than love, which makes sense because when you're in your full authentic self, it's because you fully love yourself. You have embraced your shadow and your light. And you have found that harmony, that duality within yourself. And you're like superpowered at that point. Because nothing can stop you. Because you'll be like, I'm fine no matter what. You've learned how to navigate all the different kind of waters coming at you. And you're good to go. I specifically tattooed myself to remind myself of that. So on this side, I don't know if you can see it, but I have my lion. He's all along my elbow. So I have my lion here. That is my light side. That's my higher self. That's my high vibe. And my bicep over here, I have my Black Panther, my cosmic Black Panther. And yes, my kid tattooed both of them. Isn't that awesome? He does such a good job. He's so talented. But my Black Panther represents my shadow self. So I'm constantly reminding myself that I am constantly in between my light and my dark. All day long, every moment, constantly. I choose which one's going to get more of what. Am I feeding more of this today? Am I in a funk? Am I depressed today? Am I in my feels like heavy and just like, I'm having a hard day and I'm kind of struggling? I'm in my shadow side, you know? Or if I intentionally go in and I'm like, okay, today I'm going to journal and I want to figure out where this belief system came from. Why is it still here? Or what am I working through with ancestral trauma? What did I inherit? Not only like behavioral wise, but DNA wise. More than 7 generations back, everybody. Like, if you have some ancestors that were just horrible human beings that did some horrible freaking things, guess what? That is in you too, potentially. Not saying it is, but potentially, yes. So there's a lot of things to work through. And then you have your own past life stuff. And then you have this life stuff. There's a lot going on all the time. So, again, it's learning to find that dance in between. And it's like, hey, here we go. Where am I going today? And it's learning how to pivot between the two of them too. And, you know, Buddhism is huge. Like Siddhartha, who is known as the Buddha, you know, his teachings are all pretty much on the focus on learning your mind, learning your thoughts, learning your behaviors. Who are you? Who's running the show? Why do you think this way? Why are you doing this? Why? It's going deep within, asking all these really hard questions to really figure out who's really you. What parts of you are really you? You know? Like, how many times have you found yourself saying something, you're like, oh my gosh, I sound just like dad, or I just sound like mom. And it's like, those are the moments where you have an opportunity to be like, do I like that or not? Is that a good thing? Or is that like I don't want to be like them. That's not how I want to be. If that's the case, that's an opportunity to work on yourself to remedy that, to change one perspective to another. Same kind of subject matter, but just different perspectives. So you can expand yourself. Yeah, true story, right? Take a drink real quick. Boundaries. Boundaries is a big part of that. Hold on one sec. I need to turn my light on because it's getting dark. Let's see, does that help? Yeah, it's more annoying, but you can at least see me. Okay, so boundaries. Boundaries help us. So it's like boundaries within ourselves. So like right now I'm working on a boundary of creating a bedtime and a new bedtime and rising time for myself. Because I've been kind of a nomad for years and I've just been going with the flow. I have been completely in the flow state. But it's come at a cost. So like for me, I am stepping into doing my best to bring structure in my life, which is hard for me. I am a Sag, and structure and being told what to do in any way, even if it's for myself, feels like I'm in a prison and I freak out. Like, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. I will have beef with you if you tell me what to do. So, including myself. Ridiculous, right? But it's true, and it happens. So again, it's learning ourselves. But I'm learning more and more that just having enough structure in ways that works with my nervous system actually gives me more freedom than just being in flow state the whole time. So I have been working on that. So that's been a boundary for me, is to reteach myself certain ways of how I live my day to day. And rising and going to sleep is a huge part of that. That way I still get enough sleep. I'm not staying up at all night hours. I'm getting up earlier. And it's actually easier to get up early out here because it's Arizona. And like by 7:30, the sun's out. It's already 100 degrees and it's miserable to keep sleeping. So that's been helping me with that. That's just some of the things I've been working on, and it also comes with boundaries towards people in your lives. For instance, if you decide, I'm out of shape, I have some weight on me that I want to lose, and I'm going to go work out. And you have people in your life that are like, why? What's the point? Or just negative. They're not supportive in any way. Like, boundaries are, don't talk to them about that. Like, don't let their influence and their words come at you. It's unnecessary. You don't need it. So boundaries are for your own self-love, of pushing out the people in your life that are not actually supporting you. And that is not easy to do. And it sounds like you're being selfish and everything, but I'll tell you what. At the end of the day, you have you. When you die in this world, it's just going to be just you. You may be surrounded by people, but it's still just you. So we got to get used to being in our bodies, in ourselves, in our minds. Get to know ourselves. You know what I mean? It breaks my heart seeing so many people, especially our sisters out there, that are doing all the plastic surgery on themselves to fit this look of what is acceptable to be a beautiful woman. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. I am not a fan of plastic surgery. No. I support my sisters growing leg hair, arm hair, whatever. Like, more so in a natural way that aligns with them, that makes them feel good, that's not putting chemicals in their body, that's not altering their body to fit a mold of what people want. So the boundaries for self-love is to honestly just be like, why would I want to do that, put myself through these things? For who? For people that, I don't know, may or may not be in my life forever? Why would you go through all these things for someone that could be in your life for a few months or a stranger that just says something, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, they're right. That strange person that has no idea who I am just said this rude thing to me, and they're right. I shouldn't wear this outfit out in public. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do that. You know what? No. You know how many times I get teased? Well, I used to more so, but like wearing a scrunchie in my hair, I don't care. Like, I'm just like, whatever. I'm not going to cut my beard off. I'm not going to cut my hair off. I'm not going to like cover my tattoos and change my look and everything just to please people. No. My F's given have gone down so much. And that comes with age too, you know. But my experience is just like, I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to be like every other dude. No. My brothers and my sisters, we all have personalities and ways that we are and the way we think and the way we act for a reason. You're designed. Your medicine of your authentic self is so powerful and it is so needed. If the world was if more people were in their true authentic selves and found their voice and found their power, we would literally change this world overnight. People would be like, you know what? Corporations, we are no longer giving you our money. We're no longer to let you create all this pollution. We're not going to let the government keep controlling us. We're not going to the list goes on and on and on. Because when you're in your authentic power, you see through the BS. You see through the lies, the deceits. Because you start to question more and more and more, and you start to be like, that's not okay. And the more you're in your heart, you really feel it. And you're like, that's not okay. If more and more people, especially in the US right now, were in their heart spaces and less in their mind and fear, do you really think we would have ICE out there right now? No. We would not allow that. We would not allow our president to do anything that he's been doing. We would not be allowing the corporations to destroy Mother Earth, putting up AI places that's just frickin' drinking our water up. Our drinking people. Like, anyways, my point is, by us stepping in our power and our authentic self and finding the duality and harmony within ourselves, it reflects in the outer world. And the more of us that do it, the more beautiful this world will be. The more love, compassion, kindness, the more people will be able to like actually speak to each other again. I know, weird concept, right? But it's true. It's so true. The more people I meet that do the work and do the inner work are just beautiful, amazing, powerful human beings. And I am grateful to meet all of them. And they all bring their own medicine. We all have our medicine to bring. We all have contracts we came here to do. We have our medicines. There's a reason why we're all not mathematicians, or not all of us are into comics, or not all of us are into Buddhism. Not all of us are into the Viking stuff. Not all of us are into surfing. Not all of us are into just multiple things, sports, all the things. It's what makes us who we are. It makes us us. So my biggest point of all of this is duality and harmony is finding your authentic self. Because by doing the work and figuring out the duality, you find your authentic self. And to me, we need more of that. I crave meeting and spending time with authentic people. I really do. It is really hard to find people living in their authentic selves. And it just baffles me But at the same time, I also understand because I was there before too. And I didn't realize the power of stepping away from the mold of what it means to be a man, what it means to be an American, what it means to be a white male, what it means to be this. It's all BS. None of it's true. It's all stuff told to us to control us. And if you don't believe me, study history. Look back. Like the proof is in history and in present moment. Things have gotten so out of control and so out of harmony in our world that if we do not get ourselves together, we do not come together as brothers and sisters and stand together to fight the actual war that we need to be fighting, not what is on the news, we are screwed. So, my point, I just say that because, I want to help create a better world than it has been. And there's so much work to do. There's a lot of work to do. But, and I do want to offer this as a last piece, is while you are doing your inner work and doing your shadow work and you're figuring all these things about you that you didn't even know existed. If you need to see a therapist, go to a therapist. If you need to go and do, what is that, EDM? They do eye movement. I can't remember its initials. There's one therapy. Acupuncture, massage, getting a life coach, just all the things. But I guarantee you, if you're doing anything that's big in life, like big shifts, like if all of a sudden you're like, you know what, you're right, I want to go train. I'm going to start working out. I'm going to do this big life change. Just realize, if you're going to do these things, make sure you have at least someone in your life, whether it's a therapist or someone close to you, that can hold space in a way. Because as you're going through these things, you're going to be hitting up against your old belief systems, your old thoughts, your old patterns. They're going to be screaming and freaking out because they're dying off. They want your energy. They want your fuel, and you're starving them. And you're starting to feed this newer version of yourself that you want to expand into. So you're going to need that support system, because you're mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, all the things, you're going to be ping-ponging back for a while. Some days you feel like you just went 30 steps forward, you feel great. And the next day you feel like you just went backwards 30 steps. That, everybody, is where I want you to please give yourselves grace. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. I don't even think, it's one of those kind of like Yoda sayings, the Zen sayings, it's just like nothing is perfect and yet everything is perfect. So we got to give ourselves grace, because it's not easy going through the darkness within. It's not easy to face the things we don't like about ourselves and to then figure out how to love those parts of ourselves, to forgive ourselves. I have a meditation. I should actually record this. But basically, what you're doing is, in meditation, I visualize in my heart, I have a huge heart temple and this massive fire, huge flame in the middle of the temple, and there's seats all around, like stone seats, like an ancient amphitheater, right? That fire represents Creator in me. I am connected to Creator. It never goes out until I die. And then it's the fire's out. And then I'm compost for Mama Gaia and Circle of Life. Play the Lion King theme song, right, Rhea? She's sitting next to me, supporting me. So giving yourself grace and forgiving those parts of ourselves. But that's the thing, is during that ceremony is, okay, so for instance, I'm trying to think of a situation that is easy for me to say. Say there's a situation where you hurt somebody. You said some things you wish you didn't say. And maybe that was like 10 years ago. And you still are just like, man, I messed up. You feel like you can't reach out to that person and even work on fixing it or remedying it or anything. So what I do is, in that heart space, I invite my higher self, I invite my inner child, I invite my shadow self. And then I invite that version of myself in that time period. So if it's 10 years ago, it was me 10 years ago, that version of me. And I invite all of us to gather, and we just hold each other and we forgive that version of ourselves that did that made that choice. Because at that time, what you did, you felt was right. No matter what it is or not, it doesn't matter. The point is, and it doesn't even matter because it's already in the past. It's already been done. It's already it doesn't even exist anymore. But your nervous system and your body still remembers this. So the trick is, you have to work on connecting to those aspects of you then, and love yourself. Hold yourself. Forgive. Forgive, forgive, forgive. And receive the forgiveness. Receive your own love. Receive your own compassion. Your own medicine. That's healing yourself. Transformation. Expansion. It's beautiful. It's painful. It's all the things. Embrace it all. I always say, feel all the feels. And in those situations, learn to get comfy in the uncomfy. Because you're going to be there for a while, depending on whatever the subject is. Some things take not very long to go through, and some things take years to work through. Some trauma is so intense and so deep and so deeply rooted, especially if it happened to you when you were a child and you've felt it and carried it on throughout your whole life. And that's a lot of work to undo, dismantle, disperse, transmute. So make sure you please give yourself grace, forgiveness, and compassion, and find someone, if not more than one, at least someone. Like I said, it could be a therapist, it could be someone else that can listen and reflect back, like, what I hear you saying is blah, 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 blah. Have you thought about this? Blah, blah, blah. Someone that can work in a hold space, but still offer perspective to help you expand, not contract. If you're talking to people that just make you feel even less and worse, don't talk to them anymore about that. Find someone that will help you to expand. Someone that can actually just hold you while you're crying and going through what you're going through. And just with love and heart. So, those are the few things that I just wanted to share. Like I said, I wanted to offer some perspective, some ideas of working through all this, whether it's working out, keeping yourself, going out in nature, being with people that you love, doing things that make your soul smile when you are having a hard time, taking a salt bath, watch your nutrition. How are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of enough supplements? What are you eating? Are you eating nothing but processed foods? Are you drinking processed sugar and all these things all day long? What are you putting in your body? Seriously, take a look at that too. It's all connected. Everything is connected. So it's just like, food's part of that. Nutrition. Your physical. mental, spiritual. Again, meditate, find ways, listen, go to sound baths, listen to sound baths even on YouTube or Spotify, whatever. Find things that can help you regulate, to help lower the chaos that is constantly around you, to just, so you can breathe, you can start to hear your own thoughts, you can start to really connect to your own heart and all your other chakras in your body, your root, your sexual self. Connect to all aspects of you. Get barefoot, connect with Mama Gaia. Give her love and gratitude, hug trees. Find ways to connect in ways that you've not before. Expand it. Yeah. So, it's not easy being a human, especially these days. So, I would love to hear your comments, your perspectives, or what do you do to find duality and harmony in your life when things are out of control, or you're just trying to figure out how to keep yourself in a point to where you can face and be steady in the tornado that's all around you. I would love to hear that. What do you got? What do you do? Because it'll help somebody. It could potentially help a lot of people. So please share in the comments below. And if you like this, please feel free to hit a like button, share it, send it out. Give me an energetic hug from wherever you're at. I'll give you a big old lion hug back. So I appreciate you showing up and listening. It's been over 50 minutes. If you've been here this long, gratitude. Thank you for listening. I send all of you so much love, all my brothers and sisters out there. I'm here if you need anything. Feel free to message me. You can message me even through Instagram. My Instagram is Timberland1978. You can send me a message there. Facebook, it's just Timber Petro. If you need anything, I do life coaching. I can hold space. I can do all those things too. Because again, like I said, we're stronger shoulder to shoulder than we are against each other. And whether people want to realize it or accept it or not, we're going to need each other moving forward. It's not even an option. So we got this. We can do this. I send you all so much love and wish you all the best. Thank you again for your time. And stay tuned to next week, where Jasmine will release her solo video. So please check that out as well on YouTube as well, on her channel. So gratitude. Thank you again. And love you all. Have a good day. Peace.